Today to have two representatives from the Eastchester Community Action Program, and we're televising this for the local residents because I'm convinced that there are a great many people who don't know what the Eastchester Community Action Program does, or their purpose, or much of anything else. So we at Tuckahoe Seniors try to get as much information out to everyone so the people are aware. So we'll start off, and I'm going to introduce Rhonda Creighton, and you have to tell your title. And then Gordon Albert is here, and he's going to tell you about housing here in the county. So,
okay.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Rhonda. Nice to meet everyone. I am the community advocate for the Eastchester Community Action Program. I started in February. The purpose of the Eastchester Community Action Program is to mobilize, coordinate, and/or direct the resources of the Eastchester, Tuckahoe, and Bronxville areas to lessen the impact of poverty, to endeavor to increase permanently the capacity of the communities and groups and individuals afflicted by poverty to deal effectively with their problems to the end that they will need less further assistance, to promote the participation of residents and members of poor minority communities in planning and carrying out programs to help them, to offer services and programs to all residents in the community, with preference being afforded to those who are low income, disadvantaged, and at risk. My job is designed to assist members of the community with the necessary support to all individuals in the community who are in need. Issues including but not limited to housing, medical insurance, welfare, food stamps, family problems, education, drug and alcoholism, eviction prevention, rental assistance, financial management, domestic violence, and family court issues. The Eastchester CAP's staff achieves these goals through counseling and referral to the proper agencies. Cases are followed up until the needed services are obtained. As far as the senior citizens are concerned, you basically use our pantries. We have the food pantry, we have the fruit and vegetable pantry, and we have the bread pantry. And basically those are the services that the seniors, here in Tuckahoe and Eastchester use. This is 2010, and as I was going through the files, I noticed that a lot of you have not recertified for the services. So I'm going to take this time right now to ask that if you haven't, could you please do so, and if you can't get there, I can come to you to help you recertify. During our food pantries, that would be a perfect time to do it, and the next food pantry is May, I believe it's May 12th, and the week after that, the 19th. So if you haven't recertified for 2010, could you do that so that we can keep our files updated?
Would you explain what that entails?
Okay, what it is that I need the correct information, the name, I don't know if your telephone number has changed, the address, I need your income, I need proof of address, I need proof of, where you live. So if you can bring a utility bill or your social security statement, and ID. I need some form of ID. This is what the federal government asks for, and this is what we need to have in our files. Other than the food pantry, we also have an emergency food pantry. If you ever find that you're running out of food, you can come to us and we will make a package for you in an emergency. A lot of you don't take advantage of this and maybe you don't need to, but we do have food there for this. We also have a program, a thrift shop, with gently used clothes that's clothes that are available for anyone who might need them. We do the Thanksgiving and holiday dinner baskets, which I'm sure a lot of you know about that. And basically that's it. I would like to go over our sponsors. And some of our program sponsors are the Community Fund of Bronxville, Eastchester, and Tuckahoe, the Town of Eastchester, the Village of Tuckahoe, Community Service Block Grant, the New York State Senator Jeffrey Klein, New York State Assemblywoman Amy Paulin, Food Bank for Westchester, the Westchester Coalition for the Hungry and Homeless, Eastchester Community Action Program Advisory Board, the Friends of ECAP, the Friends of Books and Beyond, and Books and Beyond is our after-school program. We have the AARP chapter number 2961, the Village Lutheran Church, the Chapel School, Tuckahoe Paint and Glass, Eastchester Community Church, Covenant Life Christian Ministries, Curves for Women. Curves is the exercise place down on Columbus Avenue in Tuckahoe, and they're one of our sponsors now, and we're glad to have them on board. We have the Boy Scouts of America, Troop number 353, Stop and Shop in Eastchester. That is where we get our bread, for the bread pantry, and they service us every single day. We have Starbucks now, if you want snacks, muffins, cookies, pastries, we get that every day from Starbucks in Eastchester. And we have Morado Properties and the Volunteers of ECAP. There's one last thing that's not on here that I want to mention, is that we have a meat buying co-op plan. And every month, we get meat at very reasonable prices. And a lot of people aren't taking advantage of this. You can get like chicken, like a pack of chicken breasts, boneless chicken breasts for $4. So I'm going to pass something out. I have information with me, and I will give that to you. But we have a meat buying co-op plan, and it's once a month. You pay, it's like $25, and you can get enough food, enough meat, for at least 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't know if you know about that, but basically that's it. Okay? Thank you.
Some of our members have taken advantage of the meat co-op. It's really been very, very good. Does anyone have...
It is good.
Where does it come
Oh, does anyone have questions for Rhonda?
Yes.
What's the salary range to be able to qualify for?
You know what? I don't have that information, but I will get that to you. I will get that to you. I meant to bring that too. But if you come down to see me, because I see you all the time, if you come to see me, I'll let you know.
I don't think I'm a limit salary range, but I just want to know.
Okay.
Yeah, if you get me that information, then I can pass it on
Okay,
the
sure.
income
Okay.
range. And now I'd like to introduce Gordon, who is a housing advocate.
First of all, thank you very much for inviting Rhonda and myself. And I just want to be the first person online to get those Starbucks snacks. So I hope you all can run faster than me. As was mentioned, I work for Westchester Community Opportunity Program, or WestCOP, and I was hired as the housing advocate. And since I started in September, my responsibilities have expanded into other areas, but I'll just address myself to the housing areas in particular. Just as a way of information, I want to let you all know that the particular program that I am responsible for is funded by the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009 that was passed by the most recent presidential administration. And my responsibilities include, but are not limited to, working with the community action programs, the community advocates, and the not-for-profit groups, and for that matter, anybody in the community as it relates to housing. And that is a very broad sense, but what I find most of my energy is being directed towards has to do with working with individuals and with groups as it relates to eviction prevention. Working with individuals, working with families, to help them to make sure that they don't lose their housing. That includes rental housing as well as it addresses itself to mortgage foreclosure prevention. But a majority of the work that I do is working with individuals and families to keep them from losing their home. Our organization has the use of funds that were made available to us through the ARA, or the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, to help people in an emergency situation where they find themselves in a predicament where the circumstances were beyond their control. A loss of income, a decrease in income, a immediate emergency that was beyond their control, which required them to redirect their income towards unexpected emergencies. And we have both the capacity to work with those individuals and those families to help them from losing their home through grants. Now, typically that's going to be preceded by a family or an individual getting a demand letter from management that says that they are in arrears, and they're behind in their rent, and that they need to bring themselves current so that they have a zero balance. It requires a considerable amount of work on our parts because, once again, as in Rhonda's programs, we have federal guidelines and regulations that pertain to income by family size. We work, at least as far as this particular grant program is concerned, with Westchester only. And to give you an idea of what those income maximums are, if you are a single person living in a household by yourself, the maximum income is about $21,140 or $160. And then it incrementally gets larger depending upon whether there's two or more members in the home. We work with both the applicant as well as with the management agency, and if someone is in an unfortunate circumstance where they actually have received a notice to appear in court, we will work with you. If they've gotten notices in terms of there having been a stipulation or a decision made in court that was made not in their favor, we will work with you in terms of intervening with both the attorneys as well as intervening with the management agency to let them know that we are working with you as an individual or a family to come up with a plan to pay the arrears, but also a plan that shows that that individual or that family has the ability to go forward once they are brought to a zero balance. My responsibilities cover many other areas as it relates to housing, including tenant rights and responsibility, management rights and responsibility. It includes assisting individuals who are trying to access housing, whether it is senior housing or whether there is special needs housing. If someone has a different challenge, let's say they have visual issues or they have ambulatory issues, or they need to have accommodations made in their apartment because they need a wider doorway, because they're in a wheelchair, or they need certain kinds of grab bars in the bathroom so they can get safely in and out of the bathtub. I have a ton of information as it relates to individuals who are seeking housing that is accessible, easily to get into and to use, or to making those accommodations according to the American Disability Act in their current existing housing. But I am available. I work both in the Elmsford office, but predominantly I'm up in Tuckahoe. But what I've made a personal commitment to is that, particularly as it relates to seniors or persons that are challenged with certain kinds of medical or ambulatory issues, just like with Rhonda and her office, the Community Action Program, and what is true with all of the Community Action Programs that are under the umbrella for WestCOP, is that we will send staff out to see you. If you cannot come in to see us, we will come see you. We will meet you where you're at. If you feel uncomfortable about meeting with us in your home, we'll meet with you down here at a program such as this where you do feel comfortable, or wherever you feel comfortable. So if you have any housing-related issues, or if you have family members that have housing-related issues, there are income guidelines, but if you don't meet the qualifications for my program, I know of other individuals I can refer you to who have different guidelines. So if anybody has any questions or any comments or any criticisms, I'm open to them. And I'm going to be around for a few minutes anyway, and I'll be glad to talk to you one-on-one if that's what you would like me to do. And once again, thank you very much for having us today.
Now, Marilyn Rivera has joined us. She started out around noon, and there was an accident.
Oh.
As she said, it took me this long to get here. Now, she's going to tell us about the SNAP program, and it's the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. You know that feeling when you're in a car and you have a deadline to be somewhere and something beyond your control happens? Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was caught up in that. But anyway, I'm thankful that I'm here. Hi, everyone. My name is Marilyn. I come from the Food Bank for Westchester. For those of you who don't know what the Food Bank for Westchester, we're the organization that collects all the food, like from Feeding America, USDA, donations, and blah, blah, blah. We collect it all, then we bring it down to soup kitchens, food pantries, and shelters. So that's pretty much who we are. We collect everything, and then we hand it down. And then the soup kitchens, food pantries will hand it down to their community. Okay, so that's who I work for. And what I'm here to talk to you today is about the SNAP program, which is the food stamps. They changed the name, so if you hear anybody talk about the SNAP, they're referring as far as the food stamps. Okay, it's pretty much easy. It's 3 eligibility requirements to be eligible for the food stamps. 1, you have to be a U.S. citizen or a 5-year legal resident. The second requirement would be your income, which is for one person, can't be more than $1,490, and that is gross amount. That's everything you receive within that 1 month. So if you've received Social Security, SSI, disability, pension, all of it cannot go past more than $1,490. And once again, that's just for one person. If there's 2 of you in the household, it'll be $2,000. You know, and 3, and so on and so on. It goes up as much more people are in the household. Okay? And then the last requirement would be your bank account cannot state more than $3,000. That is checking and savings together. Can't go beyond more than $3,000. So if you said yes to all 3, that means you are eligible for the food stamps, and you're also eligible for my service. My service is, instead of having you go down to Department of Social Service and spend your day applying there, you get to apply with me at your home or here or pretty much wherever you feel comfortable. I'm pretty much flexible. We could go where you feel comfortable. And we'll have the interview, which will be the same interview that you would have at the office. You'll have it here at your home or down here. And we'll fill out the application as well. So it's pretty much easy. All you do is make copies of the documentation. And by documentation, I mean they want proof of who you are, proof of your income, and proof of what you have in your bank account. Those are the documents that you would need. You will make the copies, and then I take care of the rest. I do all the other rest. Okay. Any questions so far? No? Okay. I'll be handing out a little pamphlet. It has my phone number in the back. So if you have any questions, or if you want to see me on a one-on-one basis, we could talk on the phone. Okay, so I have my number in the back. I know some people say, well, I know I'm eligible for the food stamps, but I know that I'm eligible for the $16. What am I going to do with $16? Well, believe it or not, $16 will get you a bag of food. And I have proof of that. I have done a little shopping list, different ones, that you can see for yourself. You can get at least a bag of food once a month. In case of an emergency, you never know what would happen in that month. At the end of the month is usually the roughest times, at the ending of the month. And if you have those $16, at least you get to go buy yourself a bag of food. right? Or you could always save it, let it build up till you feel that it's enough money to go food shopping. You could always do that. You don't necessarily need to waste those $16 this month. You can let it ride on 2 or 3 months and then go food shopping with the little bit of money that you have, you know, $20, $30, $40 after you saved it up. Or the other one, everyone has grandchildren. Well, most of us do, and they're always looking for a snack. They're always looking to buy candy, ice cream, cakes, cookies, you know, all the junk food. And sometimes they'll be like, Grandma, Grandpa, I want something from the store. And you're looking at your pocket like, oh my God, all I have is these $10. Do I really want to waste my last $10? But then again, you don't want to tell them no. So why don't you use your card for that? At least you know you're not taking out $10 out of your own pocket. You use that EBT card because it's not the food stamp paper money anymore. Now it comes on an EBT card. You use that like if it was a debit card. You go in, you swipe, and you put your PIN number in. So it's pretty much like using a debit card. So why not, you know? Give it to them. Why not? So that's always a good idea to have. And then the last paper that I do want to hand out, mind, I do not work for any of these companies here. I only do food stamps, but I do like to give out more information that I know out to the community, okay? So I'm just gonna run real quick through the numbers that are here so you have a familiar idea on the numbers that are here. We have 211, which is United Helpway. United Helpway, you could always give them a call, ask them for whatever services you're looking for. You're looking for shelter, food, furniture, services, anything pretty much you're looking for. 211 has the nonprofit listing, and you could give them a call. They'll give you the contact number and the contact person that you need. Okay, so that's always a good number to have. Then I have the attorney's consumer number there in case you ever need their services. There, you have a number there. The next two would be Con Edison Heat Program. Okay, one is called Con Edison Energy Assistance Program, and the other one's the Heat Program. That's if you ever need help paying your light bill. So if you ever need help paying your light bill, you want to give them a call and find out how to become eligible and how they can help you paying your light bill. The next one, I put senior programmings and services there. I put their number there, so in case you ever want information on any programs else that's going on and you want to be part of, you could always give senior programming a call. Then I put Meals on Wheels, which is the meals that they prepare and they bring to your home, already cooked. You can check that out, see if you want to. If you're not, I mean, a lot of people don't like it, but it's okay. Some people do. So if you are interested, you could give them a call and find out how to become eligible for it. Next one is, I find a lot of people is always looking for Medicare number. So I put it on here, so this will be nice and quick to get to, okay? And then the last two are my favorite, which is SafeLink Wireless, is the free cell phone. I don't know if you ever heard of the free cell phone that's going around. It's 68 free minutes they give, and a free voicemail account. I believe the income for that is about $28,000 a year, if I'm correct. Hopefully I am. But you can always give them a call and find out. It is a free cell phone. You don't pay nothing at all. So you will give them a call and, you know, sign up for it. They'll mail it to you within 5 to 7 business days. Okay? And then Verizon Lifeline for seniors. That is for your house phone. Now, if you have the all three, you know, cable, phone, internet, you're pretty much good there. You are saving money. But if you're only paying for a phone line and you're paying $40 to $50 a month just for your phone line, you probably want to give Verizon Lifeline a call and find out how you could get hooked up with them, because your phone bill will come out so much cheaper than $40 to $50. So you probably want to give them a call. And then the last number says SNAP and it has my name. That's me. If you ever want to get in contact with me, that'll be my number. Any questions?
Is that all that, is that just for seniors or is it for anybody?
Pretty
with low income?
Pretty much is everyone with low income. I mean, senior programming, of course, that'll be for seniors. The phone is pretty much for anyone with a low income. Meals on Wheels is for anyone. 211 is for anyone. I would say everything pretty much is for anyone except the Medicare, because we all know it's for seniors, and senior programming. That's about it. Then everything else is pretty much in general for anyone. You're welcome. Any other questions? Well, I would like to thank you for having me here today, and enjoy your day. Sorry?
I wanted to clarify one point. You know, the meat co-op that some of us take part in, there is not an income limitation on that. And we have, oh, I don't know, 6 or 7 of our members who regularly take part in it, and I think most everyone's been more than happy with it. So Marilyn has information for you all with a lot of good phone numbers to find out more information. So thank you very, very much, and Gordon, thank you.